The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys! This is the Players Lounge, broadcasting live from Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star. Now, your hosts, Barry Church, Hek'ma Harrison, and Newy Scruggs.
Happy Halloween to everyone out there. Happy Halloween to you. Welcome into the beautifully decorated Players Lounge studio.
Like I did with the place.
Podcasting. Yes, you, Jazz, Josh. You all did a great job.
Did everything, man.
Yeah, did a great job.
Yeah.
And of course, Chris B.
Chris Beam.
The legend, Chris B.
Hold it down, baby. The sniper.
The Players. All right, the Players Lounge is Hek'ma Harrison.
Mm-hmm.
It's dealing with the...
It's on me.
Yes, it's on you a little bit. It's on you a little bit.
Cold wedding, dog.
Barry Church, the Toledo Rocket. Who the Rockets got this week?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure, man.
Boy, alumni like Hall of Fame alumni like that, baby.
I'm trying to focus on these Cowboys.
Okay. I'm merely Newy Scruggs here. Cowboys are going down to Atlanta, GA, to face the Falcons. Or you're not traveling this?
No.
You're not traveling. Okay. Clarence Hill is having a special show on Friday night. Yes, he's going down there with Joe Hoyt. They are going to Magic City to do their show.
I love that, man. I love that for them. Man, there should be a lot of people tuned in to that show.
Yes.
That's going to be off the chain. I probably 30, 40 minutes in. Are they drinks online? Are they doing drinks at the same time?
That's a great question. I will ask you with the media match today.
I think that if things will get a little truthful, you know what I'm saying, in between commercial breaks and Hoyt maybe, expanding his horizon.
Is it just him and Hoyt?
Apparently, right now, that's what I'm told. I don't know. I don't know if there's going to be more. So,
How do you get left out of that trip?
I'm saying.
Leaving on a Friday. Yeah. You go ahead and eat your chocolates and your candy right there while we do. Eat all your Skittles.
I know.
Heck, I'm gonna come to you first.
What you got?
We got King Skittles over here. Can't wait.
Can't wait. I need that pack.
You didn't bring none of those delights.
Yeah, I got
today?
you, man. Watermelon special, baby. Just for you. Blue Magic's so back is on the streets.
I love him. What's up, Newy?
Newy, what's good, baby? What's good? What's going on today?
The wide receiver and the quarterback had a connection in San Francisco.
Yeah, they did.
A little late, but they finally got it going. What are you expecting in Atlanta from these two?
Look, I'm expecting for them to be on the same page. That's one of the things that I was talking about Overshawn yesterday being a silver lining from coming away from that game. I think also for Cowboy fans, seeing Dak and CeeDee get on the same page had to be, great to see. Man, I just remember thinking when CeeDee came into the league, just don't be a diva.
Don't be that guy.
Don't be that guy. Don't be a diva. And then it just, as the success started to happen, the diva started to sink in, and we got full-fledged diva from last season to this season, but a guy that is warranted, as you see the many diva wide receivers in the history of diva wide receivers. He deservingly so. I mean, he put his best work on film last season, and I think you expected him to come into this season already like in mid-season form, although he didn't have a camp.
Yeah.
To see them last Sunday, like to be in rhythm and Dak hit him in stride, like to me, like that was what I wanted to see from these guys from the first game. But I think against Atlanta, a team that I think you come into it thinking that, okay, you should have some success versus this defense because they don't have any of the weapons that you had played in the past. Okay. I mean, I think that we talked about this a little off air about them, their defensive ends. They don't generate as much pressure. So, therefore, Dak should have an opportunity to at least survey and look, okay, our offensive line, I'm not going to put our offensive line on the pedestal this week, but I'm saying, look, you should be able to do a better job against an Atlanta defense that doesn't present the same problems with Bosa and some of the other guys that you saw in the league earlier in the season. So, I expect for that connection to be there. And I also expect to get more production from those third and fourth guys because this is one of those games where they should also be able to have some production as well.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Hek'ma, I'm with you. I do believe this offense, led by Dak Prescott, will perform better against the Falcons than we've seen these past couple weeks, mainly because the point you just pointed out, which is their pass rush is non-existent. I mean, 32nd in the National Football League, that's dead last, and getting after the quarterback. They don't even pressure the quarterback. So Dak should have enough time back there to, try to find his weapons. Even though CeeDee Lamb's going to have a heck of a matchup, and we'll dive into this a little bit later because A.J. Terrell is nothing to joke around with. That guy's one of the top corners in the National Football League. But when it comes to the other guys out there, you talk about the Tolberts of the world, the Fergusons, those type of guys, they're going to have to perform at a high level, and I believe they can because Dak Prescott will have time back there. Now, when it comes to Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb and their connection, I don't believe it's going to be, what it was last year, at least not this week coming up, but it'll be a little bit better. I like the connection I saw, in that San Francisco game. But like I said last week, or like I said this week, that was during the non-competitive phase. I mean, we all understand San Francisco, they let their foot off the gas. And when they saw that Cowboys was coming back, they said, let's clamp this thing back down. And you saw it, 3 and out right there. So I do believe their connection will be a little bit better, but as far as where it was last year, I don't see it getting to that point, mainly because you don't have a balanced attack as of right now. But I do believe that Dak and his passing offense will perform a lot better than it did in San Francisco.
Hek'ma, let me go back to something you spoke about in terms of CeeDee Lamb and Diva. When Amari Cooper left the building, I think Amari Cooper took a certain sense of how that wide receiver room operated. Amari, quiet guy, but strong leader, one of the best in the league, a Pro Bowl performer. And I think the way he led by example and the way he went about his business, because when CeeDee Lamb got here as a rookie, that was the guy. And you follow him, and then all of a sudden he leaves, and we see a change. At least I think I see a change there. Your thoughts?
I guess because Amari Cooper was one of those guys that was so hard to gauge from a media standpoint. We don't know what that conversation was between him and CeeDee, while he was here and prior to him leaving, telling him, like, you're the guy, take the mantle. I just think it was something that was it was in him already, to be that. I'm just saying from a leadership standpoint, Newy, don't be that. Because you are the guy, as we have seen, as things have gone downhill and snowballed, sometimes the leadership looks a little shaky from the young guys that you are expecting to, do a little less in the media sometimes and be the guy that leads by example out on the field. And that's what I mean. And him and Dak and those sound bites and everybody searching for what did he say? Did he say, what's going on? Those are all just perception problems with the media trying to create things. The connection problems that they're having, like, to me, is all them not spending the extra time together in the red zone. When those red zone interceptions were like early in the Pittsburgh game, like that was on CeeDee. And when you have a guy like Troy Aikman come out and saying, look, you're quarterback and receiver not on the same page, and I can see the receiver not running the route. To me, that screams diva. He's not, when the ball's not coming to him, he's not giving it 100% to be that decoy so that you could get this other guy open on the backside. So, look, I don't want to I'm speculating if I even say that, look, he changed after Amari Cooper left. I just felt like he got to the point last season where he showed everybody, look, don't bring that double team over here if you don't want to. I'm going to victimize you. He went through a stretch of, 5 games where it was over 100 yards. I mean, and having those multiple touchdown games last season. So he showed you that even with him being, quote-unquote, a diva, it's warranted and it's deserving.
And that's what I don't understand about this season. I understand they weren't able to get, training camp together, the contract dispute and all that good stuff. But, it's week, what are we going on? Week almost 8 now?
Yeah.
Where's this connection been at last year? There was no excuse. Week 9, there was no excuses last year. This man was getting double teamed, safeties over the top. It didn't matter. He was going to ball out regardless. So that's what's so confusing about this whole situation with the Dallas Cowboys. You had a decent run game, but it wasn't like you had Derrick Henry in the backfield getting things up off you. Cats were still dropping out there and putting all their resources to stop one CeeDee Lamb. And he was still able to get off last year.
Yoda said it best. Do or do not. There is no try. And when one person's getting $60 million as the highest paid player in the league and the other one's getting one of the highest paid numbers as a wide receiver in NFL history, nobody wants to hear week 8, trying regular season game 8, trying week 9. No. This is why you were paid these dollars to be next level, to be reliable, and I think heck, what we talk about right now is where we used on this show for 2 years, trust. There's not a trust right now that your two offensive best players can get it done for you. You got it done, but some of the competitive phase was over.
Oh, yeah.
It'd have been nice to done in the third quarter.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Something could, if a first down could have been picked up in the third quarter, it would have been nice in San Francisco. So, yeah, they've got to try to keep working, but it is time's running out. Is 100%. what they're in the room. They still think, hey man, we got division games. We got time. We're going to be okay. Time running out.
Losing a lot of NFC games.
Yeah.
Last week was a clear case. With 3 minutes to go, despite everything that happened, you had a shot. Mm-hmm. Couldn't get it done. This week is a crucial game.
Yeah.
Crucial. You need this.
Yeah.
You need this one because next week you got Philadelphia coming to town, and you need to get that.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. We're going in November, and the Cowboys have not won a home game.
Yeah. And look, that's why this game in Atlanta, whether people want to put must-win on it or not, they have to feel that it's
gotta be
a must-win situation. And that's why I point to last week and seeing that connection flourish. And after all week we've been before the season, like how are these guys going to look if they can hit the same, it's be in rhythm the way that they were last year. Being back in stride again with one another bodes well for the Cowboys. In this game versus Atlanta, it definitely bodes well for them. It's when you get down to the division games, but like you said, you can't get into any rhythm or have any balance if you don't have a running game to go with it. And furthermore, Dak Prescott doesn't look like the same quarterback that he was last season, being the second team the runner up to the MVP this year because of all the pressure that he's taken from his offensive line. So cause and effect.
Oh, yeah.
Do or do not, whatever it is, you got to allow this quarterback to have some time to get the ball out. And I think Mike McCarthy right now is taking a lot of heat for the way that this offense looks.
Rightfully so. I mean, he's the play caller. He is the play caller.
He's taking a lot of heat.
Yeah.
And I go back to the same thing is what changed from last season? We talked about it yesterday. I'm like, wait a minute, all we missing is Sam? Like we're missing him, but
no.
What else?
Biotish.
A
veteran center. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, look, I was all for them letting Biotish go. I didn't think he was worth $10 million. But now you've got a guy who's never played in the league, a guy who's never played the position. Man, that's tough. Mm-hmm. And we can talk about 7-7 all day long. Ain't like he's looked like a world beater with the Jets. You've seen some of them games, man. Aaron run up his life. But the guy you put in there is a rookie who was a right tackle, and he has struggled mightily.
Well, look, I guess not to be a revisionist, especially with Biotis, and I don't think anybody stood on the table for saying pay Biotis. You were definitely not that person.
For $10 million, but him being gone, then you've got to drop off.
Okay. So
give me that.
I will give you that. I will give you that. And I will even say that, look, the guys that they got in the draft, these are smart players that are – you got to be smart to be able to be a guy that went from guard to center. Mm-hmm. So there was already a degree of difficulty in it. But we've seen with BB that he's trending in the right direction. It's not like he's had those games where you're like, oh, man, snatch him, get him up out of here. He hadn't had one of those games yet. So that's the combination of my opinion about the offensive line, because I hadn't seen it be regressed to that point where I'm like, yank this guy.
And the real deal is last year you had 4 guys that were playing at, I would say, a high level. You had Tyron Smith being an all-pro. You had Tyler Smith playing at an all-pro level. Zach Martin was still playing well, and Terrence still didn't struggle the way he did. This year you have one offensive lineman that's been able to hold things down, and that's Tyler Smith.
There's been a drop
has struggled. The center has struggled. The Hall of Famer, Zach Martin, has struggled mightily, and we saw what Terrence Steele has provided on the outside with the right tackle position. When you only got one good offensive lineman going into week 8 or week 9, and that's not a good look. It's like it's snowball effect. It's going to roll down on you. Your quarterback's getting pressured. You have no run game. The routes that the receivers got to run, they can't really develop out there because the quarterback don't got time back there. So none of us, at least myself, didn't expect this offensive line to struggle as much as it has.
So the offensive line, to me, the offensive line has dropped off from last year. Running back room has dropped off from last year. And the wide receiving core as a group has dropped off from last year simply by the fact Cooks isn't healthy and not playing. So that's your offense. Is not as healthy and it's not as good as it was last year. And for a team that went 12-5, I'll raise my hand. I overestimated how good the talent was and how big and wide the depth was going to shape out.
Yeah.
It's been a problem, and I think it's moved them to the middle of the pack from being a team that was one of the better teams in the league. I think it's moved them to the middle of the pack.
Yeah, because as you were saying, there's nothing could have prepared you for a Zach Martin drop off.
Yeah,
okay.
And that was
okay, nothing. Or
actually,
well, I mean,
when he said retirement, you know that old line. You know that old, hey, when you talk about retiring,
you already gone. Yeah.
So,
I need one more check.
At this point, man.
The CPA we ran the numbers.
Let me get one more of them things.
One more of these. We'll be able to buy that house over here, and we'll cash out.
Be my chips about, baby.
Like, you got to get it while the getting is good, man. And
he mad at him.
And I'm not mad.
Think about what he did the year before the summer. I need my money.
But, I mean,
that's fact. And the CPA done ran the numbers, but in a 2-year span, we should be able to get there. Score, touchdown.
Yeah.
I'm good, baby.
Look, man, this is the drop-off has been tremendous, and the scheme change has to happen for Mike McCarthy. You were talking about it like, hey, we have got to get Terrence Steele some help. We were talking about Guyton. Yeah. We can't stay the course. You were talking about the Atlanta game from in the past where you're like, this guy's out here getting baptized and nobody's sending help.
Helped you. Help me, please.
And at the point that you come up against those kind of talented defensive ends, let's make sure that we don't put him in that position again, because it doesn't make for good on the offensive output. Dak cannot get into any rhythm. But again, none of that even matters in this game. Absolutely does not matter, because what is it, Grady Jarrett on the other side for Atlanta? They don't care. They understand, look, we are last in the league in sacks, but we got an offensive line that's coming up against us that's giving up plenty of sacks. So it's time for us to be reborn again. Yeah. Reinvent ourselves.
They need it.
Can this game be a shootout? Let's dive into that next right here on the Players Lounge with Barry Church, Hek'ma Harrison. I'm Newy Scruggs. This is DallasCowboys.com.
Hey there, Cowboys Nation. Kyle Yeoman's here, sharing that same team that brought you Buffalo, bringing NFL casino games that show America's team on and off the reels. Aristocrat is changing the game with a new experience. Football fans, this means you can pick your team and play your team. Check out the Cowboys-themed casino games developed by Aristocrat, a proud sponsor of the Dallas Cowboys. Gambling problem? Please contact the U.S. National Problem Gambling Helpline at 1-800-GAMBLER. That's 1-800-GAMBLER for 21 and over.
Hey Cowboy fans, I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. But lately, I've been learning a new game, crypto. Sound confusing? Don't worry, even us pros were rookies in crypto once. That's why I trust blockchain.com. They make crypto easy. No confusing jargon, just the tools to help you win.
Prescott keeps it, slides with a first down.
Invest like your icons, where everyone is a rookie in crypto with blockchain.com.
Perfect throw, my goodness. Wow, did he ever thread the needle.
Visit blockchain.com/Cowboys to get started.
It's the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black. And right now, Cowboys fans can get 15% off their $75 order. Plus, because every deal needs a playmaker, your order will include a free 5-piece skincare set and free shipping. The Jack Black Playmaker is 4 of Jack's favorites and a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Make a play for the playmaker at getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP.
Are you the 2024 Dallas Cowboys Fan of the Year? The Dallas Cowboys and Captain Morgan are celebrating extraordinary, inspiring, and original fans. Nominate yourself or the biggest Cowboys fan you know for a chance to be named the 2024 Fan of the Year and win prizes, including a trip to Super Bowl 59. Visit DallasCowboys.com/Fan of the Year. Go Cowboys! Back to the Players Lounge.
Cowboys Nation, it's time to get the giving season going. Tune in to see country music superstar Lainey Wilson and special guests perform during the Salvation Army's annual Red Kettle Kickoff halftime show this Thanksgiving on Fox. Every donation stays in the community to provide help and hope for those in need. So tune in to watch the Cowboys, Giants, and Lainey Wilson this Thanksgiving and give today at salvationarmyusa.org.
Chris Beam.
Yes, sir.
Name 2 songs Lainey Wilson sings.
Oh,
hold on a second.
The delegation has a trade.
No, I had to turn all the audio down in here to get feedback.
The delegation has a trade.
Jeez, the delegation.
Chris Beam is on the chopping block right now.
Yeah, heart like a truck.
Not the chopping block.
She does one with Jelly Roll, which was that was the what's it called?
I don't know. I'm asking you because I know Hek'ma and Barry. We don't know.
Do you know who Jelly Roll is?
I've seen him in commercials for sure.
He's the big dude who got tattooed.
Tatted up.
Yes.
Detroit guy, right? I think, if I'm not mistaken.
I think he's from Nashville. I don't think he's from Detroit.
There it is.
Yeah, that's it. I just seen he's like him, and I thought I was getting him confused with the Luke Combs guy.
Why you do Chris like that?
Jelly Roll and Luke Combs do not sound. They do not look like the same person.
I thought they was the same dude. Oh, that's Jelly Roll.
No.
Thought it was Luke.
The delegation is on the clock.
No.
Well, big guy.
The pick is in.
All right.
Y'all crazy.
Congratulations to the Dodgers.
Man,
Won the world championship. Won the world championship last night. I said Dodgers in 6, but then I told Calvin Watkins the day it started. I said Dodgers in 5.
Oh, Calvin Watkins can back that up.
Yeah. Calvin Yankee fan. I've been on Calvin.
My man dropped it. The best player was the one that dropped the little pop fly or whatever it was called. Yeah.
Couldn't believe it.
That whole inning. That's the one inning I did watch.
The pitcher covered first plate.
Was that the one where the pitcher didn't go to first? And then they threw the error on third.
Yeah.
Error on third.
Oh, man.
Run scored. Run scored. Mookie.
That's the only inning.
That's all you need to watch.
When I seen that, I was like, well.
You tuned in at the right time.
Oh, it was perfect. I was like,
One of the biggest choke jobs that I've seen in a World Series game. I mean, the Yankees were rolling. I mean, they were rolls up 5-0. The whole everybody, they thought I told Texas Cal, I said Dodgers in 6. Next thing, hold up,
hold on.
But my man didn't. It was the most basic of baseball plays. When you go to spring training, that's what you see the pitchers doing on the backfields. They call it PFP, and you're supposed to just all right, get the first, and he didn't do it, and.
So Judge is supposed to be that guy, right?
He is.
He's that guy. So what happened in this series? All I keep hearing is, man, that dude didn't show up for nothing. And I don't know nothing about baseball. So
correct.
He didn't show up?
Correct.
He didn't. And certain guys have that stigma. I don't know why. And just from what I know about baseball, guys that get to the playoffs and they're not the same player that they were in the regular season. He wasn't making mistakes like that. And that's one that's going to follow him. And, the Yankees organization, that fan base, that could be unforgiving sometime, dog. I mean,
that could hurt.
In a town where it's expected. Reggie Jackson became Mr. October. He'd already won 3 World Series in Oakland, but when he went there and hit the 3 home runs on 3 pitches, 3 straight pitches in the World Series, and they won it in 77, and then he followed up with championship 78. I mean, he became that guy. So then they let Reggie go, and then they signed Dave Winfield. And,
big day.
They get to the World Series in 81 and don't get done, and then the owner start calling him Mr. May.
Oh, man. The owner called him that?
Yeah, George
that's
Mr.
diabolical
May,
right
man.
there. That's diabolical.
In that town, man, you getting paid all that money. You want that big old contract, and he's going to win the MVP. He's going to win the MVP. But he didn't get it done, man. He wasn't good. Meanwhile, you got Freddie Freeman, a bad ankle, rolling out there, hitting home run in game 1, hit a home run in game 2, hit a home run in game 3, hit a home run in game 4. Freddie
probably can't even walk right now, man. Freddie looks
I got a boot. It'll be a boot on in the parade, man. Yeah, no, look, it's playing for the Yankees is like playing for the Cowboys. Yeah. It is that equivalent. You know, people are hot. Yeah. The same way Dak Prescott didn't get it done in the Green Bay game, that was basically Aaron Judge in the World Series. Like, hey, brother, what is this?
Can't do that, man. Not like these. Not like
now you got Juan Soto out here about to get $700 million. What they gonna look for? $700 million.
And that's guaranteed, right?
Yes.
Baseball. That's what.
Yes. Well, I don't know why these guys playing football. I'd be running out there with baseball.
I told my son a long time ago.
That baseball.
Baby, please.
Baseball.
Baby, just pick this baseball up. Just pick it up. Just go. Come on out here. You don't have to do it. You don't even have to go through it. You can save yourself a lot of pain if you just put this bat in your hand.
You need to move to Atlanta, man. That's it, man. They play that baseball in Atlanta, man.
Like
that's big time out there, man. You just move to Atlanta.
What's different for me is that when you talk about those kind of contracts and you talk to the guys that are playing high school football and say, do you play baseball? What other sports do you play? So I just play football. I don't play anything else. I'm like, man, you got to do something else.
It's always,
you got to do something else, whether you play track, whether it's track, whether it's basketball, whatever it is, man, pick up another sport. Do something else because $700 million, bruh, you ain't got to talk me into it.
That's wild.
Kyler Murray going top 10 to the A's in the first round, signing that contract. It's a nice contract, and then gave it all back to go to the draft and became the number 1 overall pick with the Cardinals. I'm thinking to myself, dude, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this?
Because he was a hell of a baseball player.
That, and he was going to the A's. So you were about to make the major leagues real quick because he played at Oklahoma. So in 2 years, he was going to be in the show, if not a year and a half. He was going to be there and making a lot of money. Jameis Winston, by the way, was drafted.
He was called a pitcher, right?
Yes, he was for Florida State. He was a reliever. Jameis was drafted by the Rangers. Jameis could be sitting around here making $5 million a year easy, just sitting
chilling. How many days are they the relievers? How long?
It depends.
Yeah,
it all depends. Got 2 days in a row. Not available tomorrow, or maybe the next day. I mean, it's a good living. Jameis probably no. Jameis would have made more money long term if he pitched for the Rangers than going to Tampa Bay and being the number 1 overall pick, and where he is now. Now he just backup quarterback, making backup deals. A lot more healthier. Plus, you got that pension. That baseball pension is real, man.
Oh, it's yeah,
it's real. So. Yep.
But is it hard? I'm sorry to get too far off track, but is it hard, like, to get to the show, though? Isn't it, like, really, 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 really hard to get out there? Like, you could be in the minors for, like, 5-6 years or something like that.
You could, but here's the thing about in terms of Jameis, all right? Jameis was a pitcher. Rangers are always starved for pitchers, and at that time, they were really starved for pitchers. So this guy could hang on. I mean, guys need arms.
Yeah.
And then going back to Kyler Murray, you were with the A's, and this is a team that's constantly got low payroll, so they're always looking for young talent.
Yeah,
so these are 2 players who would have, if staying healthy, would have been Major League Baseball players, just simply because of the 2 organizations they were going to and the needs that they had.
Yeah.
I mean, right? If you can pitch out of a bullpen, they want you. You just don't have enough. You always talk about pitching. You ain't got enough of it. Nobody's ever got enough of it. And this year, the Rangers kept going through pitchers after pitchers. I mean, so now Jameis with his kind of stuff.
Too.
Yeah, I mean, even think about Deion. When we saw Deion play, Deion didn't play every day. I mean, every year because he was splitting his time. But if Deion had committed to playing baseball, Deion would have been a multiple-time All-Star.
Yeah.
Because we're not talking about these aren't just some dudes playing around with. They were good college players. Deion was a good college player. Bo Jackson, all these guys, they were good college players, and their athleticism, man.
Talk about a freak of nature.
Nah, that dude was
Bo Jackson.
Oh, Bo, yeah, I ain't. I wasn't around when Bo.
I tell you what, just look at the Bo Jackson highlight and just watch him run up the wall. I mean, the brother just takes off running, and he runs the outfield wall.
Just on the side like the Matrix.
Yes, yes. It's the craziest thing to just show the athleticism that Bo Jackson has. He's another freak athlete,
Hall of Fame talent. Freak of nature, yes, but just when you talk about pure baseball Hall of Fame talent, there wasn't anything he couldn't do. He was the real deal as a baseball player. And because he played a little bit at Auburn, but people didn't really know because it's college baseball. But man, that dude was cold. And when he went to the Royals, instead of going to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, you got to see it. Like, this guy's really good. And
Look,
sensational play.
We're already here, but I got to ask y'all, did y'all, the Mookie Betts play?
When they ripped it out, my man.
We didn't talk about it. We didn't talk about it, but
he did say, he was like, man, first I told my wife, it's only the second time in my life I wanted to fight somebody.
They was holding my man's arms. Give me that.
Grab that man. They grabbed him. His homeboy was in on it.
It's New York thugs. A bunch of New York thugs. That's what I
never seen it. Like, to me, I'm sitting there going, wait a minute. Did they just, am I watching it? Did they just do, did that guy just do that? That was amazing to see. Like, in real time, just the cameras are everywhere. What were they thinking? Did they not? What were you thinking?
These fools got interviewed like, well, we going back again. We going again tonight. No,
you're not.
No,
brother, no.
But Mookie Betts, we said, man, that's the first time second time in my life I wanted to fight somebody. Yeah, I wanted to fight him.
Yeah,
and I went to Calvin Watkins in the Morning News, and he big Yankee fans. Man, you're a thug. Look at your thug fan base, man.
What they doing out there, man?
You hold him. I got it. You hold him. Take the ball out. And
that
then,
was embarrassing.
Right. But then I'm just thinking to myself, do you know you're not going to continue to watch the game, right?
I was out of there. You're gone.
You know that, right? Whatever you paid for, this is it.
What was the World Series? The guy from Chicago.
That was the NLCS. That was Steve Bartman. Yeah. It was Cubs and Marlins.
That ESPN special on him was amazing. That guy went through a lot after that.
Yeah, I knew one of his cousins, and it was not good. It's not good.
What did he do? He just jumped. What did he do?
So
similar situation.
Foul ball coming his way. He sticks out his gloves to catch it. But it would have been, and he's a Cub fan, it would have been an out for the Cubs if he just let Moises Alou go over and catch it. And Moises Alou's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I could have caught the ball, got it out. Anyway, Marlins go on to win, Cubs don't. And, people just looking like this dude, this idiot. And so he got death threats, and he was like some kind of financial guy, services guy. And, you know how it is, man. People hunt you down, find out where you work, your life is all changed. Because it's the Cubs. They ain't been in the World Series forever and a day. Poor Dusty Baker, The whole thing, man. The whole thing was tragic, man. And so not only did the Marlins win the pennant, they went on to win the World Series.
Yeah. And they put it all on him.
You idiot.
You are the reason. A whole fan base after you.
It's done.
Hate
to see
it. It's embarrassing.
Yeah, you hate to see it. That's when you don't see these things happen in football. All right, let's get our break. Let's get back. We'll get back to
all right. That was baseball.
Cowboys and Falcons.
We're straight way off the
That's right. Cowboys and Falcons. We'll talk about these nuts too. It happened in the locker room yesterday between Mr. Diggs.
Yeah, man.
Barry Church. Hek'ma, I'm Newy Scruggs.
A lot of nuts.
Hey, Danny McCray here for Smoothie King. You know every great workout deserves a great reward. So treat yourself right with new coconut smoothie bowls. Made with real fruit, crunchy, purely Elizabeth granola, creamy coconut, and topped with the chocolate hazelnut or honey drizzle. With 2 new flavors, it's perfect for you and the workout buddy. So you both can stay on track even after you leave the track. Scoop up new coconut smoothie bowls only at Smoothie King, the official smoothie of the Dallas Cowboys.
Hey y'all, Matt Pittman of Meat Church here. With football season kicking off, I'm already gearing up to bring the smoker back to AT&T Stadium for some epic tailgates. But with that Texas heat, it's crucial to keep my beer hand cramping cold. That's where Yeti's insulated Colster can cooler comes in clutch. This year, you can even get them with the iconic star engraved on the side. Licensed Yeti Cowboys gear is now available at Stadium Pro Shops, concessions, and on Yeti.com. Check it out today. Yeti, official cooler and drinkware of the Dallas Cowboys.
To kick off the 2024 NFL season, Boss teamed up with the Cowboys and Micah Parsons to launch an iconic apparel collection. The Boss Cowboys collection unites football and fashion while reflecting what it truly means to be a boss. Arriving just in time for the start of the season, the distinctive attire from the latest Boss Cowboys expansion offers sports aficionados and true bosses the chance to show their team spirit and style. Get yours today at nflshop.com/HugoBoss, HugoBoss.com, and Boss retail stores. # be your own boss.
Raising Cane's presents the other rules of football. Rule 1, any broadcast without the express edition of cook-to-order Cane's chicken fingers is prohibited. Rule 12, no crinkle-cut fries, Texas toast, or craveable Cane's sauce constitutes an illegal formation. And Rule 31, anybody who loves to feed their game face is an eligible receiver of Cane's. When it comes to winning game day, Cane's rules. Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love. Go Cowboys.
to the Players Lounge.
Cowboy Nation, Dallas Cowboys United, presented by Globe Life, is now exclusively in the Dallas Cowboy app. Join the official fan club today to receive access to all new Cowboy Drop features, team news, and pre-sale access, and fan and kid of the game. Download the app now to join.
Thank you, Hek'ma Harrison. This is the Players Lounge brought to you by Aristocrat Gaming. Thursday, getting ready to go into a Sunday game with the Dallas Cowboys. So, Hek'ma Harrison, Barry Church, I'm Newy Scruggs. A lot of the video corner Trevon Diggs coming out of the locker room in full uniform after the game, expressing his displeasure with a local reporter about a social media post yesterday, masterfully played by the organization. Diggs was made available outside the locker room where the cameras are all set up and it's a background there, and it's where Dak normally goes, Micah Parsons and CeeDee Lamb. Diggs normally doesn't do that, but they had him there yesterday, answered a lot of questions, was very open, very, very open, and spoke about his frustration, spoke about a little bit of the injury with the calf, and then he found the reporter and broke out two cans. One, they said D's nuts, and he apologized to the reporter for his actions and gave him a can, and then they clicked cans together, and then bam, there you go.
There it is, man.
There you go. All is well. So see, all is well. So well played. Yeah. Hey, nuts for you and me. There you go.
There it is.
Here's your can, D's.
It's all good now. It's all good.
Touch cans of nuts.
Yes. So
cans.
So masterfully done by the Cowboys, because whoever went online and got the cans of the D's nuts and told them this we're gonna do like this. It was well done. It was performance art well done. That some people thought, oh, that was really good. You didn't think that was choreographed?
Yeah.
Like, come on now. Which is fantastic by the Cowboys to help the play. Let's get past this.
Let's move past.
Yeah. Diggs came out, said he was wrong, and he was frustrated. He did everything. He jumped on the grenade, owned it, did everything right. Boom, here's your can, these nuts, bam, moved on. Like, okay, cool. So there it is. Now, nationally, who knows what they'll still do with it. They may keep going, but from a local standpoint, it's been squashed by the Cowboys.
Yeah, you get to move on now. Everybody gets to move on and focus on Atlanta. That's going to be a tough matchup for these guys.
You could do that, couldn't you?
Yeah, what?
You could have done that, right?
What, that moved on? What you talking about?
Well, brought out some cans of nuts and apologized to the reporter, backed up.
I don't know, man. That depends who was telling me, hey, we need to get this done. And I'm like, hey, all right, depends on who was telling me that. But
it would have had to come from high up.
It would have had to come from high up.
That's basically what Barry said.
It come from high up.
Rich Dalrymple could have done it for you, man. Rich.
Yeah, back because he was in that position back then. Right. Yeah, if he would have been like, this is better.
Fix this, Rich.
Rich. You'd have fixed it.
Were you in the room that day?
Yeah. Oh yeah. That was after the game, right?
No, it was during. It was at Valley Ranch, and it was during a regular media session.
Oh, then I was there. Then.
So
I was there.
Jock Taylor and Dez got into it about just beefing back and forth, and then Devin Street, wide receiver,
Pittsburgh.
He got into it, and then Jock checked him, basically like,
"We can get out of here, man.
I'm not dealing with you.
Go about your way, man."
And then somehow Dez thought Jock called Devin the N-word, and he's like, man, he called him the N-word. I'm gonna put it out on Twitter. And Jock's like, no, I did. So they're going back and forth, and then Dez gets mad. He's like, man, this is wrong. You need to fix it, Rich.
No, the Valley Ranch days was real, man, because everybody was in that little box.
So then like the editors would call back in the morning news. Did you really get called? Did you call the player the N-word? What happened? God, so that was that. So I was there for that one. I was there for these nuts. Outside the game. I was there when Michael Irvin threw the trash can at the media when Jimmy got let go. And when Jimmy resigned, and he was mad. I told him to get out of here. Then I was over there about it. Yeah, man. So he threw a big old trash can at the media.
What is going on, man?
I have seen some stuff up in here.
Common denominator.
Oh boy,
Jerry Jones, the owner.
Newy in attendance. Somewhere around it.
Enjoyed it. And I didn't get hit with the trash can. I just, I was observing. Oh, fix this, huh? Rich, you on this? Yes, they even made T-shirts. Fix this, Rich.
They gonna find a way.
Now, I think the crazy thing is when it goes downhill, it goes down fast. And this is
that part.
This has been that season where the media and the Dallas Cowboys players have been clashing a lot. You don't see it as much when you're winning, but when it's losing, guys are disagreeing wholeheartedly. Like I said, man, Mike Leslie, good dude. I work with him. I can attest to he's very talented in what he does. But whatever it was that Trevon found to disagree with his tweet amongst all the millions of tweets that were coming out at that time. Look, okay, I'm just glad that we can put it to bed and go on to something else. Let's move on to something else because you have an opponent you lose to this week. You talk about some fix this.
Oh, it's going to get bad.
Oh, it's going to go down. I mean, because you already have people circling saying, is it time for the Cowboys to sell? Is it buy or sell time for the Cowboys as the deadline approaches? And at 3-4, I think I saw somewhere, was it Football Power Index, talking about there's 5 teams in the league right now that 95% chance of making it to the playoffs, and then you have 7 that have the percentage. Only one team doesn't have a chance right now, and that's the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah, they up out.
Right, they up out. It's like 0% chance that happens, but you still feel like you're in the driver's seat, or at least have an opportunity to make it to the postseason. Oh, yeah. Some of the news that's coming out that's not favorable to me is the news that I got today on Micah, that Micah hadn't been cleared, by Brett. So
he still ain't going to be out there.
Still doesn't look like he's going to play. And so I think
that's huge.
That's one of those. That's another one of those days that you can add that, hey, even if you get Bland back against a team that you can't get any pressure on, and we already know what Ken Kirk can do if he has time.
If you let him sit back there, he going to pick you apart, Achilles and all. You see that man's getting more and more comfortable as the games were on. That first game in Pittsburgh, I was like, it's going to be a rough one for Kirk Cousins. But you see he's getting more and more comfortable. 10 touchdowns, only 3 interceptions. He got weapons on the outside. I mean, if you can't get pressure on that guy, he can dot you up.
If the offense cannot turn the football over,
that's going to be huge.
If they can hold the ball for 30 minutes, they'll have a shot from the standpoint. Go back to the San Francisco 49ers. As bad as everything was, 226 yards of rushing, 2 turnovers here in the football game, allowing the Niners to have the ball almost 33 minutes. With 3 minutes to go in the football game, they had the ball with an opportunity to go down the field and close the show.
Well, if they can't overcome their mistakes, and once that we talk about things snowballing, the mistakes it's almost like the turnovers. As soon as there's an interception, it's like, here we go again. Turn around, it's the same song.
Snowball
every time, and I think that's this game. I'm watching just one thing solely. Can we get 75? 75 is the number for me.
On the ground?
On the ground.
Okay.
75 is the number. Because last week to have Brock Purdy rush for the same amount of yards as our running back room, I think was the biggest insult of all of the numbers that I saw coming out of that game. Brock Purdy equaled our production. 75 is the number. You have got to give Dak some kind of bounce. For all the Dak Prescott haters that have come out of the woodworks, as I told you shouldn't have gave him the money, you got to give him a rushing attack. You have to.
Is it time for Dak to just start taking off? Like if CeeDee's not open, like you go for CeeDee first, take off. I mean, we got to start changing. You move to something. If you do it on first and second down, at least you make that third down manageable. It's not like a 3rd and 10, a 3rd and 12, where you got to sit back and watch these routes develop because you don't have the time.
You don't.
You don't have the time to do that. So it may come a point in time where Dak's like, hey, I'm going to 1-2 reads. If they're not there, hey, I'm out.
I've seen him slide in the pocket. I've seen him slide around in the pocket. But you've seen him, even with an opportunity to pick up a first down, not run it. So in the summertime, in the offseason, we saw him walking around with a boot. He's gotten it cleaned up multiple times. We don't know what's going on. And they're not telling. He doesn't show up on any injury report, so they don't have to talk about it. But maybe there's some hesitation about him and how he feels in his ankle right now. Because,
could be.
I mean, if we're basing it on past Dak, come on, man. Past Dak would have tucked that thing.
Out of there.
Let's
go.
And something obviously has changed, but that's neither here nor there. What I'm telling you is that the guys that he had that play the running back position, they have got to give him more in the game. I mean, I know I'm Captain Obvious right now, but 75 yards, that's the number I'm looking at this week.
It is.
All right. Well, there you go. way to recap it here. Didn't you pick the Yankees to win the World Series?
I did.
Yeah,
I did pick them.
I did.
Who y'all got tonight, though? Jets, Texans. Diggs ACL done for the year. Houston still gonna pull it out.
Houston. I have no faith in that.
The game is in Houston.
In New York.
It's in New York.
New York. So I'm just writing myself down.
Houston has no Nico Collins, no Stephon Diggs.
Yep.
21-17, Houston.
They got Tank Dell, Schultz, and Mixon.
And I can't say they got Noah Brown either, so I guess.
You can't.
Noah Brown. We don't have Noah Brown.
Give me Houston 21-17. What you got?
Oh, man, damn. Who you got?
I got the Jets. Give me the Jets 20-17.
Oh, man. I'm going with Houston, man. I got to. Give me 22. Give me 22-17.
All right. That's Players Lounge, brought to you by Aristocrat Gaming. Thank you, Barry Church, Hek'ma Hairstyle, Newy, Scruggs for Chris Beam, Jazz, Josh. Everybody makes it happen here. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!